In the first part of this section, the rhythm guitar plays simple power chords at the beginning of each measure. This is a direct, clean sound from my guitar plugged directly into the audio interface. I did not add any effects during recording. This is a good idea because it gives you flexibility when you're mixing the song. You may like a certain type of distortion or reverb when you're recording, but if you find that it's too much when you start mixing the song, there's no going back if you record it. So record without effects and add them later unless you have a very specific signature tone that you know you will not change later on. But before we start talking about tone, there's a problem we need to fix. Right now, this guitar is sitting right in the middle of our virtual stage. Remember the virtual three-dimensional stage that we made at the beginning of this course? Now this guitar is right in the middle of that, but that's not what we want here. We have a vocal track which we will bring in shortly, and center stage belongs to the vocal track. So this guitar is competing directly with our singer. How do we fix that? We could pan the guitar to one side, but what do we place on the other side? Let me pan this and show you what I mean. In Cubase, the pan control is right above the fader. So if I pan this to the left, see how it shifted the balance? The best and the easiest way to solve this problem is to double track the guitar. That means that when you're finished recording your guitar, do another take. That's called doubling. Then pan one of these to the left and the other one to the right and you're golden. But we don't have that here. We only have one take, which again is very typical in home studio sessions. So how do we fix it? Here's a trick that can get you out of situations like this. Go to the main window, right-click on the guitar track, select Duplicate Tracks. Now pan one of these to the left and the other one to the right. So far this is still mono because we still hear the exact same thing on each speaker except a bit louder. Now here's the trick. On the track inspector, which is right here on the left hand side, there's a control called track delay. This control lets you move all the events in that track forward or backward in milliseconds. Normally it's at 0, which means everything on this track is happening when it's supposed to happen. If I enter a positive value, it will be delayed by that amount of milliseconds. If I enter a negative value, it will actually happen sooner than it's supposed to be. So let's try delaying this track, the one we pan to the right, this one, by let's say 25 milliseconds. It sounds like two different takes, right? The good thing about this trick is that it's compatible with mono, so if someone listens to this in mono, the guitar will not get weak or totally disappear. We'll talk more about mono compatibility later in this course. So now it's time to talk about the tone for the guitar. We want distortion here. Go to one of the guitar tracks, Inserts, under Distortion, select VST Amp Rack. We saw the VST bass amp in the previous section. This is the guitar version. I'll select a Plexi amp and a Plexi cabinet. This is an emulation of classic Marshall guitar amps and I think it will be a good fit. I will use a dynamic microphone placed close but off-center to the speaker. So I'll set this mix control all the way to the right, which means the dynamic microphone only. Dynamic microphones tend to have a more aggressive, pointy, narrow tone that I think will work better. Now let's copy this to the other guitar track, the one we panned to the right. Go to the mixer window, close this for a second. You copy plugins by holding down the Alt key and dragging, like so. I will change the settings on this one a bit so that it really sounds like two different guitars playing. Let's go for the diamond cabinet and let's select a condenser microphone for this one. These are pretty random choices. There's no science behind this. Feel free to experiment and come up with a tone you like best. Wow, that's much too loud. Instead of turning them down one by one, I'll group them and control them together. And for that, you select the channels by shift-clicking, right-click, add group channel to select the channels. In this dialog box, make sure you select stereo configuration. Otherwise, all your stereo glory will be lost. Name it. Click Add Track. Okay, now I can pull down the fader here. That sounds about right. How about some reverb? Reverb on guitars is a matter of taste, and there is no right or wrong here. I grew up in the 80s, so I'm a big fan of reverb on guitars. Even if you don't like it, bear with me, this will be fun.